We have new details on a woman's murder at a Dallas shopping center that escalated from a courteous gesture to a violent confrontation. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes, Fox 4's Alex Boyer, live with the details from arrest records. Alex.
Hey guys, and according to that arrest warrant affidavit, we now know that it was the victim who got mad at the suspect for not saying thank you after she held the door open for the suspect at an area business. Well, that ended up spilling over into another nearby business where the arguing continued. And then once they were outside, that is when that verbal altercation turned deadly.
The shooter was telling them, come outside, like, let's handle it outside, like, you know, let's fight outside. And the mom and the daughter were kind of just like telling her to like go away.
October 7th, 2025. On a Tuesday afternoon in a PetSmart parking lot in Dallas, 41-year-old Cecilia Simpson collapsed after shots were fired over an escalated argument. But here's the thing, this didn't start in a parking lot. It started 21 minutes earlier. Over a door and two words that were never spoken. How did a simple argument over a thank you escalate into something much more serious? Before we get too deep, hit the like button, share your take in the comment, and tap subscribe with the bell so you never miss the next episode of Deranged Mind. A 41-year-old mother to two children. She went to Duncanville ISD and was reportedly a pharmacy technician from Duncanville, Texas. She was often called CeeCee by her family and close friends. On Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, Cecilia and her daughter Michaela finish up their shopping at Five Below. And as they were heading out, Cecilia pushed through the glass door to leave and held it open for the person behind her. That person was Keona Hampton. As Cecilia held the door, she expected a nod, a smile, or a quick thanks. Something that would show a level of acknowledgement. But Keona walked right through without saying anything. Now, most of us have been in situations like this. After a kind gesture and the person acts rude, some people would just ignore it while others would talk to the person about it. And that's what Cecilia did. She reportedly called Keona out and let her know that walking past someone without a simple thank you after a kind gesture is disrespectful. But Keona didn't apologize. Right there outside Five Below, voices were raised.
Well, it started as a simple act of kindness, holding a door open for a stranger, but it ended in heartbreak outside of a North Texas pet store.
Two strangers who didn't know each other before then were now in a full argument over a door and two words. Cecilia's daughter was standing right there watching this unfold. The argument continued for a bit, and then Cecilia and Michaela walked away and got into their car. At this point, they thought this was over. But it was far from over. Cecilia and Michaela drove across the shopping plaza and headed to PetSmart. It was right there in the same shopping center, just a short drive away. They parked the car and headed inside. And here's where things take a turn. Keona started walking in the same direction. She walked on foot from Five Below toward PetSmart. Now when Cecilia and Michaela got inside PetSmart, they told the employees that someone was following them. And sure enough, minutes passed and Keona walked into that same PetSmart. She walked straight to Cecilia's daughter and continued the argument. Store employees saw this and tried to calm things down.
Daughter tried to like get in their car and like de-escalate the situation, but the lady wasn't having it. So they ended up starting to fight.
Keona eventually leaves, but 5 minutes later, she went back inside. This time, choosing to continue this confrontation with Cecilia and not her daughter. The employees had enough of this argument and told all three of them to leave. So they walked out into the parking lot. Cecilia and Michaela headed toward their car trying to leave. But Keona threw a drink bottle deliberately aimed right at their vehicle. Cecilia got back out of her car and then it got physical.
The shooter was telling them, come outside, like, let's handle it outside, like, you know, let's fight outside. And the mom and the daughter were kind of just like telling her to like go away. Mom and daughter tried to like get in their car and like de-escalate the situation, but the lady wasn't having it. So they ended up starting to fight. And then that's when the lady pulled out her gun and shot her.
Through the chaos, her daughter tried to get help. An ER nurse who was around rushed towards Cecilia and immediately started CPR. The paramedics arrived and rushed her to Methodist Central Hospital. The doctors tried everything they could, but after a while, Cecilia was pronounced gone.
Forget my granddaughter calling me, telling me that her mother had got, I would never forget those screams. I would never. The screams when she was calling me, telling me her mother got shot, the screams in the emergency room when the doctor told us she didn't make it.
What was she thinking? What was going through her mind? Why did she have to follow my mom? What provoked her to continue to engage with my mom? What drove her to do that? It's crazy, you know, because one day you wake up with your mom next to your son, the next day it's quiet. You know, you can't see her no more.
Meanwhile, after Cecilia collapsed at the parking lot, Keona walked back to her black Ford 500 parked nearby and drove away. According to official reports, surveillance footage from 5 Below captured the initial argument. Surveillance from PetSmart captured Keona following them, entering the store twice, and the confrontation. Then the parking lot footage showed the escalated argument. Someone also reportedly recorded part of this argument on their cell phone and handed it over to the investigators. Investigators ran the license plate of her black Ford 500 and traced it back to an apartment complex on John West Road in Dallas. By that same evening, officers spotted her standing on a balcony at the apartment complex, still wearing the same clothes from the footage. At 7:45 p.m., Cecilia Hampton was taken into custody. They brought her to the Dallas police headquarters and she admitted to everything. Now, Keona already had a history. She'd been arrested before on serious charges. And the weapon she carried that Tuesday afternoon wasn't even registered to her. She reportedly told the detectives that it was self-defense, and that she was just trying to get Cecilia away from her. But the evidence showed that Cecilia tried to leave multiple times. After the initial argument at 5 Below, she got in her car and drove to another store. When Keona followed her, she alerted PetSmart employees that someone was following her. And when Keona kept confronting them, she tried to get in her car and leave the parking lot. Keona was the one who kept following, kept confronting, and kept escalating. Keona Hampton was booked into Dallas County Jail and is being held without bond. The nurse who tried helping Cecilia spoke about the incident.
Mom and daughter tried to get in their car and de-escalate the situation, but the lady wasn't having it. So they ended up starting to fight. And then that's when the lady pulled out her gun and shot her. The daughter was next to the mom the whole time. She it's hard because the screaming of a child for her mother is never easy, and it's never gonna leave my head. I've been trying not to cry, but just being in high school, my mom was such an important person during my lifetime, and she's the reason I became a nurse. My whole family is.
Cecilia's family also spoke out after the incident.
It's like a bad dream that I can never wake up from.
It don't feel real. It don't feel real. Your mom next to your son, the next day it's quiet. You know, you can't see her no more. What was she thinking? What was going through her mind? Why did she have to follow my mom? What provoked her to continue to engage with my mom? What drove her to do that? It's crazy, you know, because one day you wake up with your mom next to your son, the next day it's quiet. You know, you can't see her no more.
On October 9, 2025, Cecilia's mother, Leslie Wickware, wrote, Tuesday, October 7, 2025, my child, my baby, a piece of my heart was shot. The PetSmart incident that's being seen everywhere was my child, and her child saw the whole thing happen. I'm still in shock and just can't believe this really happened. Please pray for all the family, especially her kids. No matter what happened, she didn't deserve this.
She was a person. She loved her family. She loved big. She had a big heart.
And it's that love that they're choosing to hold on to.
Should one have to think twice before holding a door open for someone? Or before calling out rudeness from a stranger? Where do we draw the line between standing up for basic respect and protecting our own safety? Should Cecilia have just ignored Keona? Or was she right to call her out and express her feelings? Remember, danger can wear a friendly face. Stay aware, look out for others, and reach out if you need help. See you in the next case on Deranged Mind. Thanks for watching.